Here we go. They are trying to kill us. Let's escape. Hi everybody. They are trying to kill us. Good morning. I'm Marco Vendramini. I live in Padova, near Venice, in Italy. And I want to say thanks to Kevin, who gave me the opportunity to share with you the experience I had almost 1 year ago. Sorry, I'm not trained, so just this short run made my chest exploded. So, at first, I want to say that I became a big fan of Indiana Jones since I was a kid. It was 1989 when Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade was released in theaters, as everybody knows, and I went to the cinema for watching it. I was only 6 years old. It was one of the first movies I watched in cinemas, and since that time I became so big fan of Indiana, and Harrison Ford became my favorite actor. I started cosplaying when I was 8 years old, when cosplaying was not popular at all. Anyway, this is not the subject of this quick video, and it's better I don't talk too much, otherwise the video will not be quick at all. The subject is that 1 year ago, as I said, I met Harrison Ford. It was exactly October the 9th, 2021. I was in Sicily, in the town of Cefalu, and during the Indiana Jones 5 shooting. It was in that summer they were shooting Indiana Jones, and I thought, Harrison Ford is in Europe, this is the best opportunity for meeting him. So at first I flew to England because I wanted to go to Bamburgh Castle at the border between England and Scotland, as you know, but I was not lucky because I couldn't meet the man with the hat. Of course I've seen the set, I've seen many extras, all the stuff, but Harrison Ford wasn't possible to be seen. So after a couple of months I tried again, and I decided to go to Sicily. The first time I went to Sicily, I went to Syracuse, the place where there is the pier of Dionysus. But also in that place I was not lucky, and it was totally impossible to meet Mr. Ford. So I came back to Padova, where I live. I underline that from Padova to Sicily, it's around 1 hour and a half by airplane. So I came back home, and I thought that it was impossible to meet him. Some days after, Pasquale Marcella, that is better known as Sarednab, he's a big fan of Indy and also a producer of props, wrote me by messenger, and he told me that he was going to organize to go to Sicily, to Cefalu, in that weekend. I told him that I was already in Sicily, and maybe it was too much for me to fly again to Sicily after so few days. But then I thought a bit, and I said, okay, let's do it. Maybe this time I'm lucky. So I catched another plane. I flew to Palermo. After that I rent a car and I went to Cefalu. I want to underline that with Pasquale Marcella we never met before. We just know each other because we are both members of Indiana Jones Facebook groups, but we never met in real. And when I arrived to Cefalu, there were also other friends of him, Piero Castiglia, Stefano Brunetti, Fabio Gentileschi and Pasquale Marcella, but we never met before. We were not friends. We became friends after after that episode. Anyway, I arrived there, and when I arrived to Cefalu, it was evening. Almost the sunset. They were shooting in the main square of Cefalu, in front of the dome, and the whole area was closed to public. It was forbidden to enter inside, and it was allowed to enter only for people who were sleeping in some hotels which were in that square, or maybe they just lived there. And so I thought I could say that I sleep in an hotel inside. And so I went to police, to bodyguards, security guards, and they told them I should enter in the square because my hotel is that one. And they told me, okay, you can pass. And they let me pass. And so I found myself totally inside Indiana Jones 5 set, and there was Mr. Ford who was acting there, and it was astonished for me because after I think a few seconds I found him in front of me. He was like 1 meter far from me, and I told him, Mr. Ford, can I just take a photo? But suddenly he entered inside a golf car, an electric golf car, because in this town actors, crew, and everybody was moving with these golf cars, and he went away from the set because I arrived exactly when he was finishing to act. So I thought, what to do? And I started to run after this golf car, and I think that I ran for at least 2-3 kilometers because the golf car left Cefalu town, the center of Cefalu, went outside of Cefalu, and I was running after this golf car. Of course it was not so fast, but anyway, I'm not an athlete, I'm not trained, and chest was really burning in that time. And this golf car entered inside a private camp where there was crew, actors, people for makeup, props, everything. And they let me enter because they thought that I was an extras. And inside this private camp, the golf car stopped, and Harrison Ford got out from this golf car, and he was for the second time just in front of me. And I again screamed, please, Mr. Ford, can I take a picture with you? And at first he got angry. He was just in front of me, and he watched me, and he used his finger like this, and he told, "You're not allowed to be here." And immediately bodyguards and security came to me, and they told me, "What you are doing here?" And I said, "I'm sorry, I was just running. I didn't know it was not allowed." And it was true. I was just thinking to run after him, and I was not thinking, and I'm sorry for that. But anyway, this were my first meeting with the actor. The day after, all 5 of us, we decided to wear our gear. Sorry, I have to charge the phone, otherwise the video will stop soon. And all of us, all 5 of us, we thought to stop in a specific place of Cefalu because we understood that from that place actors and all the crew had to pass, because from the camp to the place where they were acting, they had to pass exactly in that place, exactly in that cross. The place was in front of the Lily's Bar in Cefalu. That also Lily's Bar was a set of Indiana Jones 5. In the set, this bar changed name, and it's called Clemente Bar. Anyway, we were waiting there the whole morning, and nothing happened. Just crew passed, extras passed, assistants passed through there, and everybody, and all the time maybe I stopped someone and I asked, it's possible that maybe later Mr. Ford will pass through here, and everybody says, I don't know, it can be, we cannot answer, it's secret. And so we just wait, and we hoped that maybe later Ford would have passed. We had lunch there because the owner of this Lily's Bar was very kind and friendly with us, and he offered pasta in front of his bar. There are also many pictures of of five of us eating our lunch, eating our pasta. And anyway, it was around midday, I think. A golf car appeared, and inside this golf cart there was Mr. Ford again, who was going to the Dome Square again for acting. He watched us. He said hello with a hand, but he didn't stop, and he just ran away with this golf car. And so we thought everything is lost. He will never pass again through here, and we were so worried. It was like a big drama. But we were lucky, and around 3:30 p.m. when he finished to act, he came back from the same way. He watched us. He made the golf car stop, and his assistant came to me and he said, "Give me your phone." So I gave my phone to the assistant. Mr. Ford came to us, and we were able to do this picture. This picture were made by the assistant of Mr. Ford with my phone, and it was so great time. I was so excited, and it was really great because really he is my hero. He's my favorite actor. Indiana Jones is the hero, the most important hero for me since I was a kid, and I had the opportunity to meet in one time Harrison Ford and Indiana Jones. And he was very kind with us, very friendly, he was smiling. I think that he was having fun, he was enjoying this time, and he was also maybe surprised to find 5 people who were wearing Indiana gear. 4 of us Indiana Jones gear, and 1 Stefano Brunetti who was wearing the gear of Harry Senior. And during the pictures, Mr. Ford told us, put away your phones, because Indiana Jones didn't have phone, and watch in front of you. And he told us to watch exactly his assistant who was taking us the picture, because the other friends of mine, of course, took out from pockets the phone and were trying to catch some selfies of them with Mr. Ford. And Mr. Ford said in Hindi he didn't have phone, put them away. And there's a video in which, if you pay attention, you can hear his voice and you can understand what he was saying. And in the end, he shook hands with everybody of us. So he was very nice, and he moved again to this golf car for leaving. And I was so shy, so shocked, so excited that in that time I wanted to ask Mr. Ford if he could sign, if he could give me an autograph, because in my pocket I have a copy of the Graal diary. But I was not able to find the pen. My pen was in the pocket too, but with my hands, I put my hands inside the pocket, but really pen, I was not able to find it, even if it was just there. And so he went away, and I couldn't have an autograph. I don't know, maybe he could have said, no, I don't sign anything, or maybe yes, but anyway, I think that it was really a great experience anyway. So in Cefalu was so great time. I could realize one of my biggest dreams, to meet Harrison Ford. Cefalu itself is so cute village. It's fantastic place for holidays, and I can advise you to go there. Willie, where's my gun? Where's my gun? I'm in highway, and there's a car chase, and I'm here with my companion Willie. Say hello, Willie.
Ciao, Willie.
And I really admire her, because I force her to talk with me every day about Mr. Ford, about Indiana Jones. I force her to watch movies every day of Indiana Jones. Now, of course I'm joking, but he's very nice with me, even if I'm a fanatic of Indiana Jones. Anyway, yeah, Italian highway, it's often overcrowded. There is a queue now. How do you say in English? There is a traffic jam. And because I'm going to the sea. Anyway, after these Cefalu episodes, these famous pictures were published in many magazines, in Italian magazines, in I think also in American, USA magazine. I'm totally sure. There is a picture of mine with Ford and other friends in People magazine, and also in Australian magazine. Italian TV news talked about this meeting, that a group of Indiana Jones fans could meet Harrison Ford. I think that these episodes became famous in all over the world, and for me it's totally unbelievable, and until now I cannot believe what happened really. And nothing, that's all. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I didn't annoy you. I hope I was not boring. And if you have some question, you can write to Kevin or ask if you want to know something more. You can ask him. And so I just say thanks again to Kevin for allowing me to talk in his platforms, in his YouTube profile. I don't know where he will share this video. And oh, look at here, look at so big traffic jam. Trucks everywhere. Here we go. I'm driving safe because my phone is not in my hand, so I drive and I don't use phone. So I stopped to talk. Greetings from Italy, un saluto dall'Italia, saluto a tutti i fan di Indiana Jones. Big greet to Jürgen Matti and Stuart Pittman, who were with me in Cefalu 2, and they were very good friends with me. And fortune and glory everybody. Un saluto dall'Italia. Ciao.
Ciao.